Hi everyone, Jim Tedesco here from Millennium County Railroad, ready for part 2 of the tunnel interiors. Unfortunately I have some bad news. I had Steve 87th I guess. He gave me a great idea last night. Well, I sort of thought it was, but I wasn't thinking properly. He said for a texture, and use this stuff here, which I did. It's Rust-Oleum texture coat. Gives like a rock-like finish. I thought that'd be cool. That'll work really good on that. Except for one problem. It melted the foam. I shot it this morning about 2 hours ago. I've here let it dry. I got it here in the train room. And I go to look at it. I'm going, well, that's an interesting pattern. And I'm going to show it to you in a minute. I mean, yeah, I can't even pick it up. It just melted right into the foam that it was laying on. It's not good, so that's not going to work. So we're going to have to go with something a little different. And so RDNT, I was talking to him last night on my first ever live feed. And he came up, he says, why don't you try tin foil glued on top of the foam? I said, you know, that's not a bad idea. So I've got some tin foil here, I believe, so that's what I'm going to do next, because I don't have to cut another piece of foam. I pretty much ruined that one. But I got to show it to you, so here, hang on a second. I got to turn the camera off for a second, I'll be right back. Alright. That's what it looks like. I can't see too good because I don't have my glasses on there. Oh, here we go, I can see again. Yeah, it pretty much melted it. I mean, there's just nothing left. So that was an experiment gone awry. It's a good idea, Steve, and I appreciate the suggestion, but it didn't work. So, what have we learned from this? Don't use the texture coat on foam because it'll melt it. And I should have seen that coming, but I honestly didn't. I just didn't even think about it. So that didn't work. Let me change the camera again. Hang on. I saw him back again. I take these stupid glasses off. I hate these things, but not really. So that didn't work. So we're going to try the tin foil glued on another piece of foam. Take me a little bit to get that situated. I can't believe I didn't think about that. So RDNT, we'll see if we can figure this one out, see if it works better, and it should, in theory. I'm thinking I could use this Craft Sticky Glue, it's a spray bond, to put on the tin foil to get it to stick to the foam. And that should work, and of course the tin foil is flexible, so I'll be able to form my foam better. So it might work out better all the ways around. We'll see. I'll probably have to airbrush that though with the paint, because I don't think I can brush it. I don't think brushing it would make it stick too well. And I'll use the dull side of the foil instead of the shiny side. We'll see how that works. At this point we got nothing to lose, right? Thank God I got plenty of foam. So I'm going to take care of that, and I'll be back in a little bit. And we'll see how that works, so stand by. Okay, I got another piece of foam here. And I got some Reynolds wrap. This stuff right here. There's a shiny side, and there's kind of a dull side. So we're going to use a dull side. But first, I get the cap off. Lift this up a little bit. Now, as far as I know, this won't hurt the foam. Got multiple surfaces. You know, I better check here, make sure this is going to work. They do not smoke when using a vapor. It says you can use it on phone, so we'll find out. Let's give it a light coat, not have to get crazy with it. Okay, that stuff smells bad though. And we're gonna just kind of spread it out on here. Well, it looks kind of weird. But hey, it doesn't matter as long as it works, right? And another piece here we'll cut out. Now what we'll do is we'll fold this over. Alright, we don't actually need this stuff here for the moment. This is more for when I do the airbrushing. Yeah, this makes it a little bit easier without anything sticking on it. I think we're going to trim that off because it's maybe, I don't know. Alright, probably blocking everything over with my big fat butt. And there we go. That don't look too bad. Looks a little weird. But we're going to go ahead and paint it next. I got to sit down for a second here. We're going to paint it next and we'll see what it looks like. And I have a feeling it's going to come out pretty good, so we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, we'll be able to bend it. Or make sure paint booth back up. Alright. Well, I'll spray it next. We don't need to be on camera for this, so I'm going to turn the camera off. I'll be back on once I got it painted, and then we'll go ahead and do a test fit inside the tunnel. Like I said, this is just for the one track. the far left one. It's going to be a little trickier to do the big one. I'm still not sure how I'm going to do that yet, but we'll get to that when the time comes. Remember, this is only part 2. So, I'll be back in a second. Hang on there. I'll be back in a bit. Alright, well, there's the painted part of it. Came out pretty good. It'll probably take an hour or so to dry, so we'll come back after that. And we'll mount it in the tunnel and see how it looks. It looks kind of cool the way it is now. I'm not sure. Well, I don't know. It's going to look cool though. Thanks, RDNT. That might be a great idea yet. Of course, we're not done yet, so we'll have to wait and see. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a bit. Okay, I'm back. So, I've set this in there. And this room is so small, sometimes it gets too crowded in here. I set this in here. I'm going to have to push this over against this. And I could probably use a pin for now. Or maybe even permanently. It wouldn't make much difference. If I can find my pins. There we go. Here's a pin. And this is very awkward to work in here like this, but the same thing. I'll have to glue the left side here. And there's our tunnel portal. So we want to, we definitely need to get this up here more. That's pretty close. Gotta raise it just a touch bit more, but it'll work. There's the inside. Looks kind of scraggly, right? That's what we want. I said I still gotta. I'm gonna have to get in there and find a way to attach that up to the closer to the track. That's gonna take a bit of work, but that's the plan. Where'd my chair go? So, the RDNT, your idea with the tinfoil worked pretty good. Now what I thought about afterwards, and I could have done it, but I didn't, so I'm not going to worry about it, but I could have used the tinfoil and then sprayed the texture coat on top of the tinfoil and then painted it, and I would have got the same effect. So maybe I'll do that on the next tunnel. I don't know. Like I said, they don't have to be all the same. They can be a little different. We'll try different techniques and see which one actually looks better. Yeah, at the end of part 4, I'll do a run by or an in-cab look, and we'll see what these things actually look like from the train car perspective. Because that's, I think, is going to make the biggest difference. But that could be a week away. I don't know. There's only so many hours in a day, unfortunately. And I don't want to push you. Now, on the other side of this tunnel, I have to print another portal. I don't have one for that side, since this was an addition to the track that wasn't there before. So I'm going to have to print up another one. And of course, that takes time. So probably won't include it in part 2. It'll probably be somewhere, maybe part 3. I'll glance over and, just do a perspective of what we did in part 2, just to see what it looks like. And like I said, I've got some interesting things I have to overcome on the other side, because the tracks come together. There's a turnout there. So the tunnel side of the tunnel is going to be very narrow in order for the cars to get by on either side. It's going to be a neat trick. I'm not quite sure I'm going to pull it off yet. We'll figure it out in a minute. Or 2 or 3. I tell you, every time I do something, you get more and more challenges come together with it. But that's the nature of the hobby, right? Alright, well, I'm going to quit yakking over here. I'll talk you guys' ears off. I'm going to shut the camera down again, do some finalities on this, and I'll turn the camera back down once I get it settled, at least on this side. And we'll probably call it a wrap for part 2. So, stay tuned, be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. So I got it in, I got the tunnel portal on. And I got an echo. I got the cube car in there. You can see from that's the inside of the tunnel from the car view. So that's it. That's where we're at. Yeah, well, let me turn the volume down on this stupid thing. There we go. I don't hear the echo anymore. So that's what we got. It's finished product. It doesn't look too bad. Of course, it's using a night vision in there, so you can't, I mean, everything looks kind of gray, but it's actually dark in there. It's a dark brown. And, you know what, maybe I can come around over here. I got the train car, or the cube car stuck in there. But that's what we've got. I said I've got to build a portal for this side. That's going to be kind of a neat trick, but anyway, that's what we got there. I don't know if I can see if I can get down in there or not. There you go. That gives somewhat of a, let me flip this up here, I can see what I'm doing. There you go, that gives you an idea what's going on inside. I got a light on the other end, so that's illuminating some of the inside there. So that's what we got. So, I mean, it looks pretty good, so I think we're going to call it a wrap on that. And we reposition the camera and we'll continue on. Okay, so that's where we're at with part 2 and the second tunnel. That was a bit of a job, I'll tell you what. You'd say by looking at the clock there, I think I started this thing, I don't know, it's 3:30 right now, so I've been on this thing practically the whole day. Tomorrow I'll probably start on the next tunnel. Or maybe I'll even start later today, I don't know. I'm kind of wore out, so I may not. But anyway, I consider it a success. And I'm going to have to print the other tunnel portal, which I don't know when I'll get to that. I'll get to it soon. Hopefully I'll have it up in time for part 3. And I think part 3, I'm going to do the big tunnel, which is 3 tracks wide. So I'm going to do a triple entrance on that. And I might just go ahead and try that other trick with the, I'm going to use a tin foil on top of the foam, and I'm going to spray the tin foil with the texture coat, and then I'm going to spray on top of that the burnt umber color to match the exterior of the mountains. Seems like a plausible idea, and it may actually work. Anyway, thanks for your patience, guys. I know these how-tos can be a real nuisance sometimes. I mean, you can drag them out a little bit, but try not to. I don't know how long this video is. I won't know until I finish editing.